Also in 3.4, you're going to start talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. So parallel and perpendicular lines, how do I know when they're which is which? Whenever, how do I know? All right, parallel lines, of course, you can always look in your book on page 210 and 211 to look at perpendicular lines and parallel lines. Remember, these little purple boxes are always pretty important, but that's kind of what I'm looking at when I'm speaking to y'all, is parallel lines are non-vertical lines, parallel lines that have the same slope but different y-intercepts. So what makes them parallel? The thing you need to know is they have the same slope. What's our letter for slope in this chapter? What do we use for slope? What letter is that? That's our M. So if our M's are the same, then they are parallel lines. Then the other lines we have are perpendicular, not perpendicular, perpendicular lines. Okay, so remember, parallel lines are two lines that will never intercept. They just go on and on and on forever, side by side. So like the opposite sides of your desks, they're going to run parallel. All right, they're never going to intercept. But perpendicular lines are when they come together at a 90-degree angle, where they come together and where they meet. So perpendicular lines, how do I know if they're perpendicular lines? Well, parallel lines, they have the same slope. So perpendicular lines also have to do with the slope, but they're going to have opposite reciprocals. What in the world does that mean? Opposite reciprocals. So opposite in math, what is opposite? Oh, I guess I should spell reciprocal for you. R-E-C-I-P-R-O-C-A-L, I think. All right, opposite reciprocals of each other. So opposite means one's going to be positive and the other one's going to be what? What's the opposite of positive? Negative, right? So one will be positive, one will be negative. Reciprocal is when you take a number, like 3/4, for example, and you take it and you flip it over. You flip the fraction over. So it was 3/4, so now it's 4/3. So let me give you two examples. So I have y equals 2x and y equals 2x plus 2. Are these lines parallel or perpendicular? We're always looking for our m, right? What is our m in this case? Y equals mx plus b. Okay, our m's are both 2. If they're both the same, they have the same slope, then these two lines are parallel. All right, well, what if it says y equals negative 2x plus 4, and another one says y equals 1/2 x plus 2? Are these parallel, perpendicular, neither? Again, we're looking at our y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. We're looking at our m's. This one's m is negative 2. This one's m is positive 1/2. So are they the same? No, they are not the same. One's negative 2 and one's 1/2. Are they so they cannot be parallel. Are they opposites? Is one of them positive and one of them negative? Yeah, one of them's positive, one of them's negative. Now, are they also reciprocals of one another? Well, 2's not really a fraction, but how do I turn 2 into a fraction? I put it over 1. So are they opposite signs? One's negative, one's positive. Yeah. Are they reciprocals? Is 2, 1 the reciprocal of 1/2? Oh, yes, it is. So therefore, these are perpendicular. All right, the other option is neither. So they're either going to be parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Neither would mean that they're neither one of these. So it could be anything else. So let me give you an example of a neither. Y equals 3x plus 2 and y equals 1/3 x plus 4. All right, these guys are neither. They're almost opposite reciprocals, but they're both positives. So since they're both positives, they cannot be perpendicular. There's no way they can be perpendicular lines because they're not opposites. They're only reciprocals of each other. So this would be a neither. So those are your three options when it asks you, are they parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Remember, neither must meet, it's going to be anything that's not perpendicular or parallel.